Hello, my name is Mechagodzilla, the awesomest thing in existence. By now you are probably sick of hearing about Channel Awesome's controversy regarding the grievances of some former employees or some shit like that. So to capitalize that, like other douchebags on YouTube, Earthhound is bringing me back to rip and see a new one. Let's take a look at one of his most unfair reviews ever.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to.
More like you intentionally showed clips out of context so we don't have to watch the movie and think for ourselves.
Jurassic Park. What can you say about it? It's a classic story of science screwing with nature.
Watch, as NC glosses over the perfect all-holy first film, as a means to vilify the sequel. More on that later.
What woman, especially seeing her daughter getting eaten, would take the time to raise her arms in the air and throw them down?
I think it would take a few seconds to process that your own child was being eaten by dinosaurs.
Was the movie trying to make us think she was screaming at Jeff Goldblum? Granted, I would scream at that too, but that's kind of a confused joke.
The only person who doesn't like Jeff Goldblum is you. People liked the first Jurassic Park for him. Not for Sam Neill dressed up as Ranger Rick and cocking a feel of Lex and Tim, while creepily smiling at the camera.
That's chaos theory.
Count how many times NC cuts to that clip in an attempt to be funny, but in reality it is almost as annoying as Phantom Strider and other YouTubers using the same bumpers for their top 10 lists.
Oh, fuck it, let's just call him Jeff Goldblum, because we all know that's who he's really playing.
Great line delivery for a guy who disses on a professional's acting.
Playing.
It's so great to see you.
What are you doing here?
A very brief cameo.
Me too.
I'm glad Lex and Tim weren't in the movie. They were fucking annoying and almost ruined the first film.
We're then approached by men in suits. Ooh, they must be the villains.
Just like nearly every other movie that ever existed.
They're led by Hammond's nephew named Peter, who is not happy as Malcolm was the only one of the survivors who broke the non-disclosure agreement and told everybody about the island. Wait a minute, so Dr. Grant never told anybody?
They signed the non-disclosure agreement before they went to the island. It was in the fucking movie.
Dr. Sadler? Hammond? The kids? What's wrong with these people? There's fucking dinosaurs loose!
Who would fucking believe them? It was their word against the company's.
How come the only person who tells anybody about it is the one nutball who obviously nobody's gonna believe?
Yeah, cause it's more likely that they would believe Lex and Tim. Don't you read Goosebumps? They never ever believe the kids. Ever.
This was called Site B, a site they had to leave because of a hurricane, and so all the animals have been roaming free for the past 4 years. What happened to the first island, you might ask? It disappeared into the void like the rest of the plot holes you'll see in this film.
That's like complaining that The Empire Strikes Back doesn't have Tatooine in it. The first island is irrelevant to the plot.
Goldblum of course says no, but Hammond threatens that if he doesn't, he'll never see his girlfriend again.
He didn't threaten him. He simply informed him that Sarah was at Site B and that he might want to go there to help her out. Threatening him would be telling him that he will send Sarah if he doesn't go.
How the hell do you go on a trip to an abandoned island filled with dinosaurs and not tell your boyfriend?
How very little you know about women.
I guess like most women, she just wanted to get as far away from Jeff Goldblum as possible.
Jeff Goldblum is 10 times the man you are. Not only is he sexier and manlier than you are, but he doesn't demand that animated films for children be historically accurate and throw a spastic fit when a movie says a sailor can swim.
We also come across Kelly, Goldblum's only daughter. Wait a minute, one daughter?
Earthhound popped his Lost World DVD in and watched that very scene and never once was the word only mentioned. Just because Kelly is the only Malcolm kid in the movie, it doesn't mean that she's the only Malcolm kid. Let me explain using preschool logic. Let's say Bowser tells Mario he has 3 kids. He takes one of his kids to the market and meets Mario there. Does that mean the other 2 kids don't exist? Now you may be thinking that, if that's the case, where are Malcolm's other 2 kids? Let me throw a scenario out there. Ian Malcolm had a wife he had 2 kids with and then divorced, which happens in 50% of marriages. He then took a lover for rebound and had a kid with her that she didn't want, so she dumped her on him and took off for Paris like he mentioned in the movie. It's a retcon, yes, but it's a believable one. Besides all that, who the hell cares? Kelly is a way better character than Lex and Tim combined. She's smarter than them and way more useful. But you knew that. You're not a stupid person. You knew that this confusion could have easily been explained had you just thought about it for a few seconds. You had to know, but you decided to put it in the video anyway, because you didn't have enough material for a full review and knew your devoutly religious fanbase wouldn't watch the movie to check, because you told them how bad it allegedly was. You are a liar.
Don't get used to this whole enchanting thing, by the way. There's very little of it in this movie.
I just want some cool dinosaur action. I couldn't give a flying fuck about your enchantment if I tried with all my might.
In fact, let's play a game. A little game I like to call Try to Be Invested.
Maybe you would be invested if you were less of a man-child who just wants to watch honky-dory Disney movies where nobody important dies and have less blood than a Super Nintendo Mortal Kombat game.
Really? You hire people to hunt dinosaurs who don't even know the names of the dinosaurs?
It's to show that they only care about getting paid and have no interest in understanding the creatures.
So our heroes look over the horror of what they're seeing and they let it all sink in. What have we become? After all, we're going after innocent creatures like this. Or this. Or even adorable this. Truly, we are the savage animals!
They were capturing plant eaters and they were doing it in a cruel manner. They could have waited until they were sleeping and just tranquilized them to be moved, but instead they unnecessarily made sport of them. Also, none of the dinosaurs, let alone the meat eaters, are sentient. They have no sense of morality. They are animals doing what evolution drove them to do. You can't hold it against them for what they did in the first film.
So the two Peters come across a baby Tyrannosaurus and trap it in order to capture the mother. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how douchey is this? Oh, this is incredibly douchey. This is like Hitler douchey, no doubt about it.
How dare the villains do villainous things? Why can't villains be nice?
So, like friggin' idiots, they let all the dinosaurs out of their cages. Wouldn't you know it, they run amok. Now absolutely no human beings will be horribly injured at all.
Yeah, what was Luke Skywalker thinking when he freed Princess Leia? Didn't he know that she would shoot the poor stormtroopers? Stop picking and choosing and give the film an objective review.
Ajay, look out! Jump!
By the way, what dinosaur could literally throw a car into a tree?
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
So of course Goldblum arrives just in time to recreate the T-Rex raining scene from the first movie.
And it worked. This scene was 10 times as suspenseful as the scene in the first movie.
Jesus Christ, we have a ranting scientist who can't count, an idiot scientist who kidnaps baby T-Rexes, and a dumbass hunter who lets dangerous beasts go. Is the black girl the only one who has a brain in this movie?
So when characters do stupid things like shine a flashlight and hide in an easily penetrable outhouse, it gets a pass, but when someone quote-unquote kidnaps an injured baby T-Rex to nurse back to health, it doesn't. I'll tell you why. Because it's the so-called god-awful Lost World. I'm sorry that this movie had too high a body count and didn't have a bunch of tear-jerking masturbatory Brachiosaurus moments. If you don't like it, why don't you go read Danny and the Dinosaur and let the grown-ups analyze the film?
But wouldn't you know it, T-Rexes are vengeful now!
I didn't realize that you took Ross's paleontology class.
As they come back and try to shove the trailer off the cliff.
Would you rather the T-Rexes go away and the engine people just knock on the door? Do you want an exciting movie or not?
Wait a minute, a second ago they couldn't get the glass open! Now the slightest bit of pressure is gonna bust it?
That was a different window. It was an entirely different size and it wasn't even glass. You knew that.
This trailer's as reliable as a BP pipe!
I'll give you that one. Those limey sissy Brits and their petroleum.
Who's hurt? What do you need? We need rope. Rope? What? Oh, anything else? Yeah. 3 double cheeseburgers with everything. No onions on mine.
I don't know, we'll turn it over.
You know, I'm not gonna rescue you if you're not gonna take this seriously.
The characters are using humor to lighten the mood so they can stay calm.
Okay, so his one Jeep somehow manages to pull up 2 trailers. Yeah, you figure that one out.
There are actual vehicles that can do that. How the hell do you think they got those things uphill?
Have you ever considered that if you 4 never showed up, none of these disasters would have happened? They would have gotten the dinosaurs and just put them in a zoo. Oh no! It's almost like what we do with other animals, you goddamn little tree hugger!
The entire first movie was about why putting them in a zoo was a terrible idea.
Jeff Goldblum comes in and helps everybody escape, only to be attacked by Big Shock, more dinosaurs!
Did you really just criticize a Jurassic Park movie for having too many dinosaurs?
Yeah, you think that's bad enough, but listen to this.
Hey, you!
I love the fact that the raptor actually turns when she says, "Hey, you." I thought these things were supposed to be super intelligent, and the move that gets the drop on them is "Hey you"?
Of course the raptor didn't literally respond to the words "hey you." It doesn't understand the English language. It was instinctively turning its head, because it heard a noise. Kelly could have just screamed like in a quiet place and the raptor still would have turned its head.
Stole their bullets? The T-Rex is eating people, you asshole! Oh my god, these are the people. Is going to take away their only means of defending themselves? Jesus! All you ever do is wave your finger at how people are gonna get killed, and yet you're constantly getting people killed!
First of all, it was only the environmentalist that was doing these things. I'm sorry, he is a nuanced character that doesn't fit into your cookie-cutter absolutist morality. Let me explain the viewpoint and logic of this character. If they were to bring the T-Rex back with them and open the zoo and it were to break out, it would mean the destruction of an unpredictable amount of lives, including children. It is his objective to make sure that it stays at the island at all costs. But apparently getting people killed is never ever a good thing, even if it's for the greater good. Rorschach would be proud.
Well, of course, some dumbass presses the button and accidentally lets the T-Rex go, allowing the monster to run amok all throughout San Diego.
Now you're John Hammond.
That's right. Now you're John Hammond. I didn't even know we were supposed to hate him by this point, but ooh, I hate him now!
He was referring to the mistakes Hammond made. Only this time it's on a more massive scale with the T-Rex in a heavily populated area. The only fault of this is that the movie didn't end here as a cliffhanger. That way Jurassic Park 3 could have been 2 hours of the T-Rex in San Diego killing people.
And thus we get our last-minute moral from the evil John Hammond. Oh, I hate him so much, I hate him so much. Oh wait, the music's indicating we like him now.
He never was the bad guy.
Dum 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 dum. This was dum 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 dum.
At least this one actually ended with a shot of dinosaurs with the Jurassic Park music and not of some helicopter flying away after Pedo Sam Neill stares at the camera while sappy piano music played. And I'm going to be the first to say it. The first Jurassic Park is fucking overrated. It's so fucking kiddish that I'm surprised they didn't cast Robin Williams in the Sam Neill role, cause at least the film would have been more honest. Lex and Tim are the Jar Jar Binks of the whole Jurassic Park franchise, and I wish the Raptors would have ripped them to shreds, and it sucks that they got more screen time than Samuel L. Jackson. So go ahead and enjoy your dinosaur remake of Jumanji. I'm going to enjoy the JP movie with the highest body count of all of them. Well, I did it. I riffed one of the Nostalgia Critics videos as a means to capitalize on the channel awesome controversy. Eat your heart out, Mr. Mediocre, I mean Mr. Medicare. I'm going to tackle an anti-SJW clickbait video next, but for now I gotta go be awesome somewhere else. Later, skaters.